What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the German Bear Podcast. And today I want to look at the newest acquisition by Ryan Poles and the Bears, Ihmir Smith-Marsette, in a quick little film room episode where I want to go over every single reception and target that he's gotten in 2021. I want to look at how he did, what we got in him, how he could potentially fit into the Bears offense. I mean, he is a highly talented player that just didn't see too much playing time in 2021. He's still only 23 years old, just turned 23 on August 29th, so still raw, still fresh. And I mean, he's 6'1", 185 pounds, a receiver that's kind of more on the skinnier side, similar to Darnell Mooney, and was drafted back in 2021 in the 5th round by the Minnesota Vikings. So another comparison with Darnell Mooney is possible here, obviously, with the 5th round. And he was already released after one season after the Vikings traded for Jalen Reagor. So the Bears got a talented wide receiver that has tons of upside now late in preseason, snagged him from them via the waiver wires, and now they have a really talented wide receiver to work with, especially with the lots of injuries that the Bears have at the position at the moment. He finished 2021 with 6 targets, 5 receptions, 116 yards, and 2 touchdowns, so it might not sound too impressive, but as we will see in the game tape, I think he's a pretty talented wide receiver that we can definitely work with, and with an increased workload, he could also really go off in that Bears offense. So without further ado, let's get right into it and start off with the film room. So the first play will be against the Dallas Cowboys, his first NFL reception, and we want to look at every single target that he got. So 6 plays that we want to look at today specifically, and Smith-Marsette just does a good job right there on, I think it's even 1st and 10. Runs a simple whip route. Marsette is the guy right here with the yellow gloves in the slot, close to the offensive line, very stacked formation, tight formation right there by the Vikings, and he just runs a simple whip route to the outside and does a really good job of it. I mean, I don't love how he runs the route specifically, but we will talk that in a second. Let's just watch the play first of all, and then from the other angle, it will be more obvious what I mean. But first of all, good job running the route, getting to the outside, and catching that ball on Trayvon Diggs for a good amount of yardage for his first NFL catch. I like it a lot. And then we have him right here in the slot, as you see with the yellow gloves once again. Just a simple zone beater for them to the outside. And I think Marsette does an incredible job with just working towards the sideline and not working too vertical on that. We will watch it on the all 22 angle one more time. But the problem is, just for me, I don't specifically love how he just runs that route. I mean, I think for me, honestly, his hip level is just a bit too high. There we have a good angle on it. I think he's just too upright right there with his hip level right here. Could have been a bit more or a bit lower for me, but I mean, it's against zone coverage. It doesn't matter too much in that situation. So still a good job for him. And then just makes the catch, goes upwards up the field for a few more yards. And when we look at the all 22, actually, as we'll see, I think he does an outstanding job at working towards the sideline. Like I said, really good job right there. And the perfect thing for him is right there that he isn't really dragging it up the field. Like, let's select another color. Like, if he would have ran it like that or dragged it out like that, I think Trayvon Diggs, cornerback, who's already waiting and watching the quarterback, would have been able to probably make a pick on that play and get his hands on the football, or at least deflect it. So he does a great job just running in a straight line and just making that grab. So really good job right there for the first play from Ihmir Smith-Marsette. So really good play, I think, overall. And just a good job right there. As for the next play that we have, we want to look at a play against the Chicago Bears. And I mean, I have to say, the next couple of catches will solely come against the Chicago Bears. So he really has a feel for them, especially for our cornerbacks that really sucked last season. Obviously, we all know that. This time we got Ihmir Smith-Marsette once again in the slot, worked a lot from the slot in general. Right here, I think it should be Kindle Vildor. No, it's actually Thomas Graham Jr. I remember. I love these uniforms, by the way, by the Bears. I hope they bring them out a lot more next season, but let's see what happens. But this is just a jump ball target for him right there, and it's the only incomplete pass that he had all season. The rest of it was all receptions, obviously only 6 targets, but still kind of impressive. And as we will see right off the bat, it's against press coverage. And I first of all absolutely love the release, little quick in and out release right there by him, and then just using his spurts down the field and then not being able to make that grab. But as you will see in the other angle right there, I don't have a problem with the route. Like, it's just a simple straight up like outside release fade or go route, and it's probably a design shot to him because Cousins already looks at him, as we will see in the other angle. But I think he does a good job releasing off the line, and then also great job at turning his body, as we will see in a few seconds. There we have the other angle. I mean, he can't hang on to the ball, but that's not bad. I think we still can take a lot of it right there. I mean, first of all, incredible job right here at high pointing the football, really getting it up, high pointing it with his eyes, with his hands, just working towards the football. Also, great ball by Kirk Cousins, by the way, have to admit that. Perfectly placed to the outside shoulder, and also just perfectly positions his body right there. Back shoulder throw, adjusts to it, and gets his hands on him. I don't know if Thomas Graham Jr. just makes a better play or if he just can't hang on to it, but it's still impressive and good for me personally to see that he can make these catches, that he's capable of turning his body, positioning himself well, and then the next time he just has to make the catch. But with more opportunities, probably in the Bears offense, there should be more opportunities to make these catches. And I mean, it was only one incomplete pass for him last season, so not much to say about that, but still love the positioning, love the route, just couldn't make the catch this time. And now we're a bit later in the game, once again against the Bears, the same game, and this will be Ihmir Smith-Marsette's first NFL touchdown. It's basically just a busted coverage, so nothing too special about it, honestly, but he still will show good strength against the press right off the bat right here. Against, I think it is this time, Duke Shelley or Kindleville, or it's just a miscommunication by the defense right there, but there he is, right there to the right side, lined up right there. And he just does a really good job of taking advantage of that busted coverage. I don't know if it was a design corner or a out route, because as soon as he sees the coverage is busted, he directly reacts to it and kind of cuts off his route. So I think it was more of a corner or just working towards the back pylon right there. So I don't know the exact route, or I can't really say what it usually or initially was for them, but let's watch the play right there. First of all, like I said, I think he does a great job working against the press coverage right there from, it seems like 22 Kindle Vildor, just strong, working against it. Pre-draft, a big knock on him was his strength, and I think he really showed a lot of good things in the limited amount of catches that he has, but really good strength off the line, doesn't really have to reroute himself right there. And then you will see just right there, totally busted coverage, 2 corners on that receiver right there or running back, and he gets completely open back in the end zone. Easy catch for him, honestly, but still good seeing him getting off the line strong, not being affected by the release, and also just making the catch, seeing the busted coverage, raising his hands, giving his quarterback the signal that he's open, and just a great job for his first NFL touchdown by Smith-Marsette. And now we will move on to the last game of last season, Week 17 against the Vikings, which was his biggest game by far of his young career. It was a 3-reception game only, but 103 yards, 1 touchdown, and 34.3 yards per reception. Absolutely sick stats for him in that game. And I mean, lots to like about him, not too much to like about the Bears defense right here, honestly. But we first of all want to look at the first play, which is right here against Jalen Johnson. So the first time he's really facing a true number 1 corner in this league. First true matchup between them. He's also pressing him right there. And I mean, Morissette does an incredible job, as we will see in a second, against Jalen Johnson. Really nice play overall right there for the Vikings. And first of all, once again, we will watch it in the full play first of all, before I want to say anything about it. I mean, boom, Beautiful catch by him. And then we can watch the other angle once more. Also, no, let's actually start off talking about the play now. Because there's something later on I want to talk about as well. So first of all, against the press, does a really good job. I don't know if it was a designed play for him to go to the outside and then back to the inside, because usually in the NFL, it's a must outside release go most of the times. But I mean, I don't know what it exactly was for him. He was kind of going outside with it and then back inside. But I really love his hands work right there against Jalen Johnson, one of the best cornerbacks or top young cornerbacks in the NFL, no question. Does a real nice job swiping away his hands, and then just going back inside with the release and then showing his burst to the inside first and then back to the outside, working back to the sideline, which is super important as well, just stretching the field. And as you will see right there, great release, great work against him, gets good separation, not perfect separation, and then turns around for the ball and makes one heck of a catch. And on the other angle, we will see that it was an amazing catch, actually. I mean, incredible adjustment on that play. Concentration is good. Cousins has to escape, throws it late, to the outside shoulder. Also an incredible throw, in my opinion, by Kirk Cousins. Good separation right there. Just turned his shoulder, adjusted to the kind of underthrown ball, but like to the outside, so it was easier for him to adjust. So like I said, good throw by Kirk Cousins, but really also just love it. Incredible adjustment by him. Crazy good hands, laying out for the football, catching it. That's dedication. And then also after the play, first of all, bad dedication by Jalen Johnson, excuse me, just leaving him like that. But he stands up right there and gains some more extra yards, and Eddie Jackson then pushes him out of bounds. But great fighting for yards afterwards as well. Love to see that. I love that attitude, and that's something we definitely need with that young offense in Chicago. We need to be hungry. We need to be feisty, and I'm really excited for this signing. I can tell you that right now. And I mean, so far he showed so many good things in this film room episode. As we then move on to the next actual play, which is now, I think, in the third quarter or close to the second quarter. I don't know when exactly it happened, but this time it is a beautifully ran corner route by Ihmir Smith-Marsette right here against Kindle Builder at the bottom of your screen. We can watch it first of all before we want to talk about it. And I mean, just great job right there. Absolutely love it. One of my favorite routes he ran. Not too precise, honestly, at the cut, but that has to do with the press as well. Let's just rewatch it and talk about it. I mean, first of all, once again, he gets pressed. Great job right there, leading him to the inside, faking the route to the outside. I mean, it's tough running a corner route and just getting an inside release first and then still selling it like that. Really good job by him, in my opinion. And then just gets off the press perfectly, and then a good cut. Not perfect. It's more like a speed cut that he does, not a sharp cut like to the outside. I would love that a bit more, but he was also still kind of affected by that press. But he went away from it pretty nicely and then just has lots of separation, makes the catch, also tries to do something afterwards as well, shows how shifty he is. And I mean, as you will see in this replay right there from this angle, we won't see the route, sadly, because he really did a great job right there. But there you can see huge separation, just way faster than Kindle Builder right there. Huge separation between the two guys, and then just makes the catch and gets a huge gain for the Vikings. Great job right there by him. Absolutely love it. Great route, great work against the press one more time. And just a great play by him. Smith-Marsette is an absolute beast. And now moving on to the last play of Ihmir Smith-Marsette. It's already over, guys. It was so much fun breaking down his film, but we got one more huge big play for him. His second touchdown of the season. It's against number 23 of the Bears. I think I don't even know who it is, actually, honestly. Was it Artie Burns or was he number 25? I'm not sure who 23 was, honestly. I'm sorry, but we will have Smith-Marsette right there once again, not in the slot like as a second wide receiver in that trips formation or 3-by-1 formation, and he just absolutely beautifully destroys the cornerback right there for a huge gain, long touchdown. And we will talk about it in a second. Let's just once again watch it full time, full speed. I mean, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Definitely, I think his nastiest route that he had, absolutely incredible. And let's just talk about it. I mean, first of all, he's not really getting pressed right there. Does a really good job of just using his speed to the inside and just starting his route. Really good release right there. And then what I absolutely love about this is before he's about to make his cut right there. He is, in fact, he is going to absolutely destroy this corner right there. But what I love about him is he has a vertical route. I mean, his initial route is a deep over route, right? But what he does is sell it perfectly right at the start, utilizing him to the inside, then going up the field, keeping his shoulder inside, selling it like a vertical route. It's kind of a climb route to me. That's what I call it. And then perfectly just makes a beautiful cut, sticks the foot on the ground, bang to the inside once again, and then just number 23 totally lost on the field, just falls on the ground and it's just totally burned for that touchdown. Beautifully done by Ihmir Smith-Marsette, catches the ball to the end zone. I mean, what a incredible play right there from him. Let's watch it one more time. Like, that's what I mean right there. He sells it like he's going to break out to the outside, like it's probably like a longer weird ran like out route, deep out route or something like that, but then perfectly redirects to the inside. Beautifully sold, beautifully done, incredible play by him, and then just gets a touchdown right there, as we can rewatch it from the other angle as well. Beautifully done, absolutely love it. What a great game for him overall. 3 big-time receptions, 3 chunk plays, 1 touchdown as well. Big gains for him. That's what we want to see. A big playmaker for Justin Fields. And yeah, amazing route right there. Amazing game for him in week 17. And that already wraps up the film room, guys. I know it's a bit short. He only had 6 targets, but it's so much fun watching this guy. He also was really good in college. I mean, the guy's just a shifty, explosive, good route runner in my opinion. Like, what he showed in the NFL was absolutely incredible so far. Sharp cuts, great work against the press. Definitely just proved the doubters wrong that said he was too weak for the line of scrimmage battles against press coverage. Also, he was just an average route runner by these scouts and all these people. But I mean, for me, honestly, he looks like a really sharp route runner in these first couple of plays that we've seen in his young career. And I mean, I can't wait what he brings to the Chicago Bears. I mean, overall, I think he is a player that is super talented, super young, obviously only playing 1 year in the league, has return ability as well to have an immediate impact on the roster no matter what. Like, he was the Big Ten Special Teams Player of the Year, I think, in 2018 or after the 2018 season. He's a versatile scorer, especially in college, scored a lot of touchdowns through catching the ball, rushing the ball through, I mean, reverses and these kind of trick plays. That's where you can use him as well. Also scored several return touchdowns. So the guy is a very versatile weapon to have. Absolutely love this pickup by Ryan Poles. One of my favorite players and high upside players that we picked up the entire offseason, comes late in preseason through the waiver claims. Absolutely love it. I think the impact right off the bat will be marginal because Justin Fields just doesn't have the connection with him right off the bat. Obviously, he did not practice with him throughout training camp. He's just fresh to the squad. But with N'Keal Harry out, obviously he now has a higher roster spot. Also, Tajay Sharp is out. I mean, N'Keal Harry's on the short-term IR. He can return by week 5, but I would love Marsette get a huge role on the Bears, and he could definitely become a big play receiver for the Bears moving forward. No question, I really think he has that much talent, and I mean, overall, I'm just absolutely in love with this player. Great young receiver to have, and what a steal by Ryan Poles. And with that being said, that's already the end of the Film Room episode, guys. I mean, definitely let me know in the comments down below what you think of Ihmir Smith-Marsette. Do you think he's a good pickup? Do you not like him? But for me, he's absolutely incredible. Like and subscribe if you liked the video. Check out Instagram and Twitter if you want to as well. And as always, guys, bear down.